Hello, welcome. It's me again. You might have seen me popping up in the feed over the last 2 weeks because what we're doing, we go live and talk about Upstream Festival, exciting things that are ahead. My name is Christine. I'm the head of marketing for the Upstream Festival, and we have a wonderful team behind us that's working very hard to make this event even better than last year, which is hard to top, I think. But I'm super happy to have Melissa with me today. And she is, as far as I can tell, amazing. She has been with us also last year, but I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Tell the audience, if they don't already know, who are you and what's your connection with Upstream Festival? What are you actually doing?
Wonderful. Well, Christine, so nice to be here chatting. Who am I? I am someone who really believes in the power of innovation to fix things in the world. And I have been lucky enough to build a career in that. First, I worked in innovation policy in the United States, in Boston, in the Boston area. I then was part of a really rapidly growing media startup that went from a small team up through an acquisition. And then the last 10 years, I was actually spending working for the Cambridge Innovation Center, or CIC, as people may know it. We have a location here in Rotterdam, or CIC has a location here in Rotterdam. And my last role with that company was as the chief operating officer globally, overseeing about 250 employees worldwide across our 8 locations. And a dear and near cause to my heart is hosting great conversations like you're doing here today. And so I also love to host and moderate events. And I've had the absolute joy of being the host and moderator, as you mentioned, for multiple editions of Upstream.
Yes, and also this year again. So we're very happy that you're coming back. So wonderful, and I think a very interesting CV, if I may say that in air quotes there. You're also local in the Rotterdam area, so it's always nice that you've went outside of that. You worked in a startup or scale up in that case as well, and have experiences from multiple sides. I think that makes you a great host as well because you know the startup world and you understand the challenges and things like that. So I think that makes a great host, apart from lots of other things that you fulfill basically. So we're very happy and grateful to you to have you back. So tell us a bit more about last year's event. What was your impression? How did you like it?
Oh, I always love Upstream because I feel like it is such brilliant people coming to the stage, but also a lot of humility and accessibility. And the conversations that we're able to have, there were a number of conversations that stuck with me from last year. I love talking with the founder and CEO of Meetable. They had just made their decision to move more to the US. And so that was a really interesting conversation about regulatory environments here for innovation versus the US. That's still a very relevant topic for us today. Perhaps now the EU is actually more competitive given all the chaos that's happening in the United States right now. Also, really great conversations around semiconductors with the CEO of Fairfield Instruments, and WAPA, one of the founders, sat down with me and chatted. And I think what I really came away with last year was I got to talk to all of these people who were building something that they were so passionate about that you almost couldn't stop them. And it was so cool to see what they were achieving and the change that they were making with the companies. The last thing I'll say is what I love about Upstream as well is the theme of impact. It is not business for business sake. It is not capitalism for capitalism's sake. It's this actual beautiful blend of these really powerful, successful companies and startups growing, having a positive impact on the world. And so that was something also from last year that I felt like was highlighted really well.
Wonderful. Thank you for pointing that out because that's what we're aiming for as well. And of course, for real conversations and, like you said, also humility and being also showing a vulnerable side, let's say, to stuff and just being real talk, real conversations, not really a fluff around things, not hyping the startup environment, let's say, which is like a hustle culture or anything. It's more, okay, we're all humans. There's things where we make mistakes. There's things that go well. There's things where we have to pivot, but the main thing, and that's what you mentioned, is the passion that you need to have. Of course, if you're starting out something, if you want to have your own thing, you need to be passionate about what you're doing, because otherwise you will get demotivated quickly and will stop, because it's a long journey. It doesn't have to be a lonely journey, which it is sometimes, but that's why things like Upstream exist, where you can make real connections, where you can learn from people that have been in your shoes, and you will have these wonderful stories again, Melissa, this year, hosting through some of the chats. So that we're really looking forward to that as well. And I guess, is there any other reason why you said, I want to join again this year? That you can...
Yeah. I mean, I think what I see also each year is the festival is really growing in terms of reach and scope. And so what's something I've always loved about Rotterdam, part of the reason I'm here as an American, is it's a really international city, and it's really internationally minded for its size and for what's here in the city. But I think what you see is, I've also seen South Holland as a region really come together more and more. And then the level of entrepreneur who I'm going to be on stage with this year, this edition, is just really impressive. And so I've had conversations with the founder and CEO of Pebble. I've been talking to Cradle. We're talking with a founder about CEO and founder resilience, the topic we were just talking about. And the level of these companies and the level of business that these folks have done is just really something that we all can learn from, and something that is really internationally and locally focused. And so I think that's another reason why I'm really excited to come back. I also love the diversity that's represented on stage. There's more female speakers than male speakers, which, as an individual who has hosted and sat on her fair share of what I'll call manels, where it's all men and one token woman, or sometimes not even that, it is so refreshing to have that script flipped. But it's not for diversity's sake. It's because these are the leaders in their industries. And I think that is such a powerful message that we're able to get out there and to just show how many women there are, frankly, kicking ass in the Netherlands and building really impressive stuff.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. We're very happy with that as well. And again, like you said, not for the sake of having more women or not. It wasn't actually on the plan, oh, let's have this and this and this amount of people, or gender, or in what way you want to see it. But for us, the diversity, the inclusion is really important. And we don't wanted to have a speaker for the sake of the statistics. We wanted to, exactly what you said, because they have something to say, they have something to show, they can inspire people. And I also think that my colleague Leonie has done an amazing job finding those speakers, and obviously them being there shows that they really appreciate the Upstream Festival and what we're doing, and bringing the South Holland region more together. And not only that, actually, it's becoming more and more international every year as well. So that's great to see as well, which you will also have seen, not only from a speaker's point of view, but also from participants. So it's more or less the Benelux region, plus, of course, the rest of the European startup ecosystem. So I think that's exciting as well. I'm very excited about this because you meet people from all around the world. And then also what you said, bringing things together. So with the side events we have the day before across the Netherlands as well, organized by other amazing ecosystem stakeholders, let's say, really shows that we put the effort all together and we grow together faster rather than by ourselves. And it also helps people to connect even before they come to the event, because most of the people you meet at the side events you will meet again at the main event. And that's also what you might see. And we hopefully you will see that internationalism, let's say, in the speakers, but also in the audience. And with your background of having lived in different countries, having worked in different things, I think that might make it even more interesting, like you said, as well, for yourself.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. So I mean, we mentioned so many things why people actually should come to the event. Is there anything else that you can think of that we haven't mentioned where we say, well, you should not miss this because?
I think it is really an environment where people are there to help each other, which is the last thing I'll mention. And I really, myself, I have experienced my entire career has been built on the connections that I've made and the people that I've been excited about and wanted to work more with, and then just followed that passion towards something. And so I think that is true no matter what you are doing in business, that meeting with really good, helpful people is always something useful. And I think Upstream does it so nicely where, as you said, there's these different venues in which you can connect. So if you're not a fan of big open networking, go to a side event. If you're looking for one-on-one connections, there's ways to have all the different types of connections you're looking for and to really get what you need out of the event. And so I think I would just also say that it's such positive vibes. It's so many people there to help. It's all of these people working to do really cool things. And so if you are just looking for an event with a great vibe that's going to help you advance whatever you need to work on, you need to be there.
Yeah. And I think also the diversity as in who's coming to the events, of course, is a founder, let's say, focused event. So there will be all kind of founders, but there's investors, there's other people from the ecosystem that you can really connect to, and just lovely people like you. I think that makes it really special as well, that speakers and you as a host as well, you're very approachable. You're not just there because I don't know, to show off or anything. You're there to provide value. You're there to share and to help people. And exactly what you just said is I think you summarized this wonderfully. Thank you so much. And just for everyone who's listening, I did not tell her anything to say anything like that.
No, this is all coming from me.
Yeah, it's really positive. So I just wanted to make sure this is really what Melissa thinks of Upstream Festival, and this is also why she's back and back and back. Hopefully, also in the future.
As long as you'll have me.
So wonderful. Any other thoughts that you wanted to mention before we wrap up, really?
Just hope to see folks there. I think we're already amassing a pretty good crowd, so that's never a challenge. But yeah, please, everyone, you're welcome to join us. We'd love to have you. And also feel free to contact me on LinkedIn if there's something here that sparked your interest or you think we have something interesting to discuss between the two of us. We'd love to connect.
Yeah, how wonderful. There you go. Real connections with coming from the heart, and you can have wonderful conversations with Melissa. Thank you so much for your time. Everyone that's watching that or that's watching the recording, thank you so much for your support. Make sure if you have any questions, you can put them in the comment box and I will come back to you. Otherwise, just make sure you grab your ticket to be part of this amazing event this year. Melissa, thank you so much really for your time, and I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.